Hello, this is video number 51, and it's about repeating decimals. We're going to learn how to convert repeating decimals into fractions. Any number that has a terminating decimal or a repeating decimal can be written as a fraction, so we're going to see how to do it. Okay, so this first example here, 0.94 with a bar on top, remember that this means 0.949494, etc. repeating. And the way our trick is going to work is we're going to multiply it by 100, which would move the decimal place right here. Then if the decimal place goes there, the part on the right will still be the same. After that new decimal point, the part on the right will still be 0.94949494, etc. That's kind of like the secret of this trick. So we're going to let x be 0.94 repeating, and then 100x would move it 2 spots. It'd be 94.94 repeating. Okay, so after we multiply by 100, the part on the right still is 949494 forever. Multiplying by 100 didn't change that. Okay, so now if we subtract them, we do the bigger minus the smaller. 100x minus x is 99x. And when we subtract these, the decimal part right here is going to cancel. 94.94 repeating minus 0.94 repeating is just 94. Okay, so now we're going to divide by 99. I get x equals 94 over 99. And that's the answer because I was trying to get a fraction. That was the goal. Represent x, which is the original number, by a fraction. If you try it on your calculator, 94 divided by 99 is 0.949494, etc. Okay, so here we're going to try this one, 0.16 repeating. So x equals 0.16 repeating. We're going to multiply by 100 because that'll move the decimal place 2 places and make the repeating part the same. So 100x equals 16.16 repeating. And then if I subtract these two equations, 100x minus x is 99x. If I subtract these, this part will cancel. I'm just left with 16. So x is 16 over 99. Okay, sometimes you could reduce the fraction. I'm not so worried about that. I just want to find a fraction that equals the repeating decimal. Okay, these have 3 digits in the pattern. That's okay, so I'm going to have to multiply them by something else. I want to multiply them by something that's going to move the decimal to the end of one pattern. So since I want to move the decimal 3 places, I'm going to multiply this by 1,000, 10 to the 3rd power. Okay, so x equals 0.784 repeating, all of that repeating. So 1,000x is going to be 784.784 repeating because the decimal place simply got moved. Okay, subtracting. 1,000x minus x is 999x. Now I subtract these guys, decimal part cancels, and we have 784. So x equals 784 divided by 999. Okay, check it out on the calculator. You'll see it works. Here we go, 0.519 repeating. So once you get this trick, this goes pretty quickly. So 1000x would be 519.519 repeating. So move the decimal place 3 times. And subtract, we get 999x, because that's 1000x minus 1x, equals 519, and then divide. Okay, so those are 4 examples. Now, I have these 2 are slightly different. They're slightly different because the whole number part is non-zero. So this part right here, this wasn't here before. But you know what? We're going to do the same trick. The same trick is to multiply by something. It'll give us the same repeating decimal. So again, we want to multiply this by something that moves it 2 places. We're going to multiply it by 100. So x equals 4.36 repeating. 100x would be move it 2 spaces. So it would be 436.36. Okay, the same trick's going to work because it has 0.36 repeating as a decimal. When we subtract, that's going to cancel. So we get 99x equals. This time, the 0.36 repeating cancels, but I got to do 436 minus 4. That's just 432. And then I can divide. So x is 432 over 999. Okay, no problem. Same thing here. We can do this trick. Same trick. We want to move this 3 spaces. So we're going to let x equal 2.842 repeating. 1000x would be 2842.842 repeating. Okay, we're going to subtract these two equations. 999x equals. Now look, the decimal part's going to cancel. I got 2,842 minus 2, which is 2,840. Okay, so when I divide, I got 2,840 divided by 999. Okay, so when there's a non-zero part in front, it doesn't really change things a lot. It's got to be pay attention a little bit when I'm subtracting these two numbers. Okay, now we're ready for a couple a little bit more advanced problems. These are slightly more advanced because the repeating part doesn't start right away. Right here we have 0.5 and then the repeating part starts. The secret is to move the decimal place here to where the pattern begins, and then the second time here to where the pattern ends. Okay, so if I multiply by 10, so this is x, of course, 10x would be 5.12 repeating. And then I want to move it to the third place. So 1000x equals 512.12. So let's see, by multiplying by 10 and by 1000, I got it so 0.12 repeating was the decimal in both cases. And now it's going to cancel. That's the trick. Get the decimal so that they're the same. Okay, so 1000x minus 10x is 990x. And 512 minus 5 is 507. The decimal places cancel. And I get x equals 507 out of 990. All right. Actually, this is kind of it. So with what I've shown you, I think you could change any repeating decimal to a fraction. This one, we want to move the decimal place where the pattern begins and where the pattern ends. Excuse me. Okay, so to move it 2 places, we multiply by 100. So of course, we're letting x equal the original number. So 100x equals 79.42 repeating. Then we move it to after one pattern. We want to move it 4 spaces. So that'd be 10,000x, 10 to the 4th. 10,000 will move it 4 spaces. And that would be 7942.42 repeating. Wow. But notice that we got it so it's 0.42 repeating in each case. So now subtract them. 10,000 minus 100 is 9,900. Okay. And over here, we got to do 7,942 minus 79. These cancel. So I need a calculator here. All right, 7942 minus 79 is 7,863. Okay, so I gotta be careful with subtraction. Decimal parts cancel. I'm subtracting their whole number of parts. So this was times x, by the way. So if I divide by 9,900, I get x equals 7,863 over 9,900. Now you can prove it. So you know that repeating decimals are rational numbers, but now you can actually find the rational number they're equal to. Okay, the fraction they're equal to. All right, time for the journal assignment. So convert the following repeating decimals to fractions. No surprise there, huh? So the first couple we did in class. These aren't so bad. You're going to multiply this one by 100 and this one by 1,000. This one has a whole number part, like the third slide. That's no big deal. This one is like the advanced problems. So as a little hint, you're going to multiply it by something that moved the decimal place 2 spaces, and then multiply it by something that moved the decimal place 3 spaces. Okay? Alright, so give it a try, especially on that advanced one. Man, my little arrow won't stay. There we go. So the first two should be pretty easy. The third one, not so bad. Fourth one, you might have to go back and look at that last slide again. Good luck. We'll practice it in class.